Why you keep choosing emotionally unavailable people to date. You probably don't choose emotionally unavailable people because you enjoy being rejected. You choose them because you're extremely attracted to them. Then you mistake the intensity of your attraction for evidence that this person is right for you. But the person you want the most is not necessarily the person who wants you back. And if you keep choosing people based on chemistry without requiring equal enthusiasm, you're going to keep failing. You're going to keep falling for people who were never truly choosing you. And this is the problem. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Dating as Humans. This is the channel where we talk about dating in a straightforward, intentional, and rational way without playing games or without pretending that attraction doesn't matter. Okay? Leveraging straightforward communication and rational thinking to win at dating, to succeed, to have a happy dating life. That's what I want for all of you. Today, I want to talk about why so many people repeatedly choose emotionally unavailable partners. There are plenty of complicated psychological explanations for this. People talk about attachment styles, childhood wounds, fear of intimacy, and all kinds of unconscious patterns. Some of those explanations may be valid and have something to do with it. But I think there's also a much simpler explanation, and my experience has taught me this. Picture this. You meet someone you are incredibly attracted to. You feel powerful chemistry with them. You become excited about what the relationship could become. But they aren't equally excited about you. They might like you. They might enjoy talking to you. They might be physically attracted to you. They might enjoy going on dates with you or sleeping with you. But that is not necessarily the same thing as being genuinely enthusiastic about choosing you and building a relationship with you. And because your attraction to them is so strong, you keep investing. You keep hoping. You keep looking for signs that their feelings are becoming stronger. You keep waiting for them to become ready. You keep trying to demonstrate why you would be such a good partner to them. And eventually, you find yourself deeply emotionally invested in someone who was never really investing in you at the same level. That is what I want to help you recognize and stop doing today. Now, let's talk about point number one here. Chemistry is not the same as compatibility. This is very important. We need to separate three different things when we're talking about dating and relationships: chemistry, compatibility, and reciprocity. Okay? Chemistry asks, how intensely do I want this person? Compatibility asks, could we actually build a good relationship and a good life together? Reciprocity asks, does this person want me and this relationship as intentionally as I want them? A healthy romantic relationship needs all three, okay? You need attraction, you need practical and emotional compatibility, and you need two people who are genuinely choosing one another, okay? But many people allow the first category, chemistry, to make the entire decision for them. You meet someone who is exactly your type. Maybe they're physically beautiful. Maybe they're charismatic, successful, intelligent, mysterious, funny, or exciting, okay? Something about them activates an incredibly powerful desire in you. That desire is real. I'm not suggesting that you should deny that. But your attraction tells you something about how you feel. It does not automatically tell you anything about their character, their compatibility with you, their emotional availability, or their feelings toward you, okay? You can feel overwhelming chemistry with someone who would make a terrible partner. And unfortunately, this happens a lot more often than you would think. Drop a comment if this has ever happened to you. You can also feel overwhelming chemistry with someone who simply doesn't want you as much as you want them. And that is a difficult truth to accept because it can feel like you are soulmates and that the universe wants you to be together. That's how powerful those feelings are. But the truth is, the rational truth, guys, is that someone can like you without liking you enough. They can be attracted to you without wanting a relationship with you. They can enjoy your attention without being willing to offer commitment. And even if you feel differently, that doesn't change how they feel. They can care about you without seeing the future that you see. None of that makes them a terrible person, of course. It is what it is. But it might make them the wrong person for you. And this takes us to point number two, which is really important to think about and understand. Your feelings can hide their lack of interest. And this is actually a danger. When we really want someone, It becomes easy to measure the entire connection according to the strength of our own feelings. You think about them constantly, so the connection feels important to you, right? You're excited every time you see them, so the relationship feels promising. You can imagine a future with them, so the relation feels like it has potential, the relationship. But how much of that is actually happening between the two of you back and forth? And how much of it is happening just inside your own mind? This is a very hard question, but it's a question that we need to ask ourselves, okay? Are they initiating conversations? Are they making plans and putting effort into it? Are they consistently following through with you like they care? Are they asking questions and trying to understand you? Are they communicating what they want? Are they helping the relationship to move forward? Or are you doing most of that work while they occasionally respond and it feels kind of one sided? You may be evaluating the relationship based on how intensely you feel about them instead of how consistently they behave toward you. Because you want the answer to be yes, you begin collecting tiny pieces of evidence, but you may be biased because you want so bad for them to feel like you feel. Maybe they sent a sweet message. Maybe they said they missed you. Um, Maybe you had an amazing night together, okay? They told you that they aren't ready for a relationship right now or something like that. But maybe they also said they don't want to lose you. Those moments keep your hope alive. This is what they call breadcrumbing, right? But individual moments are not the same as a consistent pattern. You have to stop asking only, how much do I want this person? You also have to ask, what is this person actually offering me that tells me anything about how much they care about me or how much they don't care about me? This is a very difficult area because we want to believe, we want to hope, but at the same time, actions speak 1,000% more than words. Trust what people do, not necessarily what they say. If someone says something and their actions align with it, okay, that's awesome. But if they say something, but then their actions are different, you can you can really rest assured that is probably not true. They might say to you, "Oh no, I'm in it to win it. 100%. I want you. I want you. I want you." But if their actions don't align with that, and you constantly feel like they're like not available, like they're not in it as much as you are, you might think to yourself, "Well, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm overthinking it." But are you? We need to be rational about this. We must navigate the dating marketplace with a rational mind. Okay, and this takes us to our next point. Uncertainty can actually make the chemistry feel stronger, and this is where it gets really dangerous. Okay, when I say dangerous, I mean dangerous for your feelings. There's another uncomfortable part to this. Sometimes uncertainty can make your feelings seem even more intense. When another person's attention is inconsistent, you may think about them more. They're more on your frame of mind. You wonder why they haven't replied. You replay that last conversation over and over again. You analyze their messages. You wonder whether you came on too strongly, right? Maybe you said the wrong thing. Maybe you were, cringe in that moment, whatever. And maybe you keep searching for the perfect thing to say for the next time you talk. You wait for the next moment when they finally give you the reassurance you've been waiting for, okay? When they pull away, you may feel anxious. When they return, you feel relieved and excited. It's like a loop, an emotional loop, guys. That emotional cycle can feel like extraordinary chemistry. It can make you feel like you're soulmates, but that's not what's going on, guys. That's not what's going on. Part of what you're feeling may not be romantic compatibility at all, okay? It may be anxiety and uncertainty and the emotional challenge and roller coaster of trying to win someone over and then sensing an occasional win. You aren't only rejoicing over that, the whole thing. It's like you hold on to those tiny little moments where it does feel good, and that sustains you through all the crappy stuff because you have such strong feelings for them. Okay, this is not the stuff that real rational, straightforward, communicating, intentional relationships are built from. Okay, um, this is actually part of like a process where people might be stringing you along. They may even be using you because they know that you feel a certain kind of way about them and they don't feel that way toward you. Thus, It doesn't bother them to go 3 days without talking to you, right? Just like it would bother you. These things are important to think about. You're maybe trying to prove that you're desirable enough to them, patient enough, attractive enough, or understanding enough to finally make them choose you. Meanwhile, someone who communicates clearly and consistently, they may not have that chemistry with you where they feel all intoxicating all at once, right? So a lot of people do this. They'll be the person with the crazy chemistry, or they'll be like the person who's like communicating consistently and actually is a rational choice, but they'll be like, oh, but I'm so much more attracted to this person. That is where things get real crazy, guys. That's where we need to really take a step in and say, rationally, I have to make this choice intentionally. Do I want to take the risk of the high chemistry, but the inconsistency of it, and understanding that they may not feel the same way toward me? And even if they do feel the same way toward me, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good, because they may not be compatible with me even. And then over here, we may have someone who's maybe, safer, but maybe we have less chemicals toward them, but they're still attractive. But a lot of people overlook those options, all the other options, other than the one that they're crazy attracted to. This is biology, and it's working against you to have a happy life. Okay, and we need to be rational about it. We have to be rational about this, okay? There's no mystery to solve here. You shouldn't have to earn someone's attention. That's not going to be sustainable. You shouldn't constantly wonder if they're going to disappear or not. That's not sustainable. We need to have more inner confidence, inner validation than that. That emotional stability of the person who's actually communicating with you well, but they're not your number one chemical choice, right? That may feel less dramatic, but it also may feel less valuable because you think to yourself, oh, but I really want this person. Emotional instability can intensify attraction, guys, but it cannot build a stable relationship. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore attraction, okay? I want to be very clear about that. The solution isn't to forget about attraction and to choose whoever, likes you the most, even though you may not be attracted to them. That's not what I'm suggesting. You have to take chemistry into account. This is rational too, for a lot of reasons. You should not force yourself to date someone you don't want to. You should not enter a relationship with someone simply because they're available, dependable, or enthusiastic about you. That would be unfair to both of you, and it's not very rational either. But attraction does matter, guys. Attraction matters. Physical and romantic desire matter. You should be excited about the person you choose. But attraction is one requirement. It's only one. Okay? Chemistry is only one. The goal is not to choose between chemistry and emotional availability. That's not what you're trying to do. The goal is to find someone with whom you have chemistry, who is also emotionally available, compatible with you, and genuinely excited about building something with you, like building what you want. Now, whatever that looks like, that's up to you. And you should decide your dating goals before you get out there and start dating. You dating to get married? That's one thing. You dating for casual fun? That's another thing. Are you, ethically non-monogamous? That's a whole different thing. You have to know what you're trying to do out here, guys. If you don't have a rational plan, if you don't have a rational approach, guess what? You're going to be lost to the chaos. It's going to be a bad situation. It's going to be a bad experience for you. You need to date intentionally. You're not looking for the person who creates the most overwhelming feelings inside of you, though. That's almost never the right person. You want to look for the person with the strongest combination of attraction, compatibility, character, and mutual enthusiasm. This is crazy important. So we move on to the kind of the final part of this, which is how to stop choosing emotionally unavailable people. The answer is through rationality and logic. We have to temper our emotions, which is just a strong chemical reaction that compels animals to breed, with rationality and some kind of intellectual, like goal-oriented thought process, okay? First, you have to stop deciding whether someone is right for you based only on how strongly you feel about them. When you meet someone you really like, ask yourself 3 separate questions. Question number 1, am I genuinely attracted to this person? Question number 2, are we actually compatible? And question number 3, are they clearly and consistently excited about choosing me? You need a yes to all three of those things in order for this to be valid. You need them. But you'd be surprised how many people skip the second two and they just go with, oh, I feel strongly about that. And I hope the other ones are true. That's the answer to this whole video, actually. It's the answer to this whole video. You can stop watching now because that's actually the whole answer. But I have a couple more thoughts here. Pay more attention to their behavior than your hopes. Do they initiate conversations? Do they make plans? Do they keep those plans? Are they curious about you? Do they communicate clearly? Are they contributing to the development of the relationship in whatever way that is, whatever your goals are, what your intention is, right? You should not have to chase basic communication, analyze every message, or repeatedly convince someone that you're worth choosing. That doesn't mean someone must respond immediately every time, right? People have jobs, maybe have kids, responsibilities, difficult days, things happen, whatever. Don't judge someone by a single moment. You want to look at the overall pattern. If their interest remains confusing for an extended period, stop creating explanations for them in your mind based on your hopes. Treat that confusion as useful information. Also, slow down your emotional investment a bit. Strong chemistry does not require immediate emotional commitment. Strong chemistry is just going to happen because of how you look, the chemicals between the two of you. It has nothing to do with anything concrete other than just the biology of wanting to mate. That's not at all a sign of any kind of emotional commitment or soul bondedness or you met in a past universe, any of this nonsense. It doesn't. You got to be rational out here. You have to make concrete choices based on rational data. Continue learning who this person actually is. Don't build an imaginary future with someone who has not demonstrated that they want to participate in that. Let their investment earn more of your investment. If they're showing up consistently, then gradually give more. If they're barely showing up, don't compensate by working twice as hard. Meet new people, meet different people, take down, right? Stop pursuing people who repeatedly give you less than you give them. If you're always initiating, planning, reassuring, waiting, and pushing the relationship forward while they remain uncertain, don't do it, guys. Step back. Give them the opportunity to demonstrate their interest without being carried by yours. If everything stops as soon as you stop pushing, then you have learned something very important. You were not building the relationship together. You were keeping it alive by yourself based on your own hope. And then you were making yourself easily available to them when they wanted you, not based on them choosing you. Okay? Give mutually interested people enough time for attraction to develop. This is the alternative. I'm not telling you to date people you're unattracted to. That's not what I'm saying. But not every healthy connection begins with an overwhelming emotional explosion either. Sometimes attraction becomes stronger as you discover someone's confidence, humor, character, kindness, consistency. If you find out you have great intimacy together, and that you two will develop a genuine desire for each other. Immediate intensity is only one thing, guys. It's only one thing, but so many people base their whole dating lives on that. And it is irrational. It is dumb. Don't do it. Right? So, at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. Choose someone who's also choosing you if you want your dating life to make any kind of rational sense. The solution is not to choose someone merely because they want you. The answer is not to ignore chemistry. The solution is to choose from among the people who genuinely desire you, who also clearly, consistently, and enthusiastically choose you. If the attraction is present, but the enthusiasm is not, walk away from it. Walk away from it. If the enthusiasm is present, but the attraction is not, also be honest and walk away from it. It's not right. It's not the right thing. But if you're attracted to each other and you're compatible and you recognize that you both have a mutual interest in each other and you put effort into it, now that has the makings of a possible good, actually good relationship, right? So that's what we're chasing. That's what we're after. So use that to temper your dating experience and don't go for this. Oh, I have such strong feelings for this person. I'm going all in on them, even though they don't pay attention to me. Stop it. Stop. All right. This is Dating with Humans. Date rationally with straightforward communication and be intentional. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate you. See you on the next one.